Yeah, keep going till they shut up, maybe. Thank you. Okay, good morning, ladies and gents. Welcome to this week's meeting of Essex Business Forum. Particularly welcome to our guest Patrick. Thank you very much for coming along. Hope you enjoyed it today. I'm standing in for our chairman, Aidan, who is on holiday this week, so it will be different. I'm going off piece, making it up as it goes along. Been doing it for 20 years. I think I know the agenda, but it's good to get a little bit more around. We'll just see where we go. yeah, exactly. I'm also going to play my usual game of nominations as we do our 67 rounds. So there we go. But before I properly begin, let me introduce our leadership team, if you would be upstanding, and introduce yourselves.
Hello everybody, Jane Marion, Membership Committee Chair.
Morning all, Paul Corrigan, I'm your Social Secretary.
I'm Scott, I'm normally the Meeting Secretary, doing what I was doing there, looking after stats, statistics, and the hands-on face at one chat. Woo! Thank you.
Good morning everybody, I'm Terry, I deal with membership and recruitment, outstanding, Scott doing what he said.
Right, okay, thank you folks. I would normally be introduced at this point, so let me introduce Terry to talk about the Performance League. Oh, that's annoying.
I don't do this anymore. So, we're just 1 week in, so I've got a sheet here for the last week, and it's interesting because last week one of the members here was still at the bottom, so I had a little word, that's part of my job, to be the membership group. Had a little word, and that member is now right at the top. I said to you, you've got to do other things. You can't send every week, which is the person can't. Do other things. You know, record stuff, have one-to-ones, do socials, comment on the blog. Well, not rocket science, but do stuff for EBF and then record it. Lo and behold, there they are at the top of the league book. Have a look, see where you are. If you don't look like where you are, then do something about it. Right, so I can't ring now. Yeah, right, the top three, well, they're all there. Josh was at the top, then Mike Skinner, then Terry. But have a look on there, if you're not where you want to be, see something about it. What?
No, do that in a bit. Okay, that's that. I think we've got into the 62nd round, haven't we?
Ed slot.
Ed slots. Ed slots.
You took your own place here.
No, let's do the Ed slot. Now, before I move into the Ed slot, Adrian, our normal blog writer, is away. Terry has got a job. Would anyone care to volunteer to take any notes for us today and produce a blog?
I'd love to, but I don't think you want dyslexic to do it.
I'll proofread it for you.
A little bit.
You can have some points if you want some. Thank you, Jane.
Oh,
Yes, so okay, so Ed slot today is delivered by Stuart. Thank you very much.
Thank you for that warm welcome.
Good morning, everyone. Right, we're all here because we need customers, right? Every business needs customers, and we all like more customers. But it's really important to think about what type of customer you actually want. Particularly when a business is new. It's very tempting just to go after every bit of business you could possibly get, just to get those numbers ticking over, and to help you build that business. Is that necessarily going to lead to a successful business? Probably not. Because if we end up doing that, if we're going after any sort of business we can get our hands on, then we end up becoming a bit of a jack of all trades and a master of none, and we can't carve out our niche, and that makes it really difficult as the business grows to charge a premium. If I look at my business, which we've been going at over 20 years now, but when we started, we were desperate to get some big names on the CV. Okay, so we started doing some work, and we did some work for likes of Balfour Beatty and McAlpine, those big contractors, big tier 1 contractors. And you know what? It was an absolute nightmare. It was horrible work. It was a real pain in the backside. It was very stressful. We had to travel all over the place to do it. And actually, when we did actually end up finishing the job, getting paid for the job, actually turned out to be a bit of a nightmare. So, actually, following a session with our business coach, we sat down and they said, right, write down, commit to paper, exactly what your perfect customer is, okay? And I think every business needs to do that. But for us, okay, this is us, you need to do your own, but for us, we wanted to look for businesses between 5 and 50 employees. We wanted businesses that were based in Essex. We wanted businesses where we could meet directly the decision maker / the bill payer, okay? We also want, now we actually offer a sort of 6 product streams. So for us, our perfect customer has to have at least 2 of those. They need to be at least interested in 2 of those, because that makes us more important to them, makes us more sticky to that customer. We also wanted people that would value our advice. We know what we're doing, we know what we're talking about. You need to feel to your customer trusted and a trusted partner. And someone who's going to place value on that service and relationship, far more importantly necessarily than the price. By doing that, we actually had the discipline to turn away those customers that didn't meet our customer profile. And I really, really would urge you to do the same. 20 years on, that has paid massive dividends within our business. We have to be honest with ourselves. Sometimes we complain about our customers. We love them all, don't we, mostly? But we complain about our customers. You know, we've got to travel too far. This person's always moaning about the price. They don't listen to what we're saying. This guy's just rude. When you onboard a new customer, you should be interviewing them. Okay, as much as they want to know, can you do the job they want you to do, you have to interview them. Are they the customer that you want for your business? Rank all of your customers. Think of a ladder, okay? Rank your customers from the top down to the bottom. At the top, we've got the low maintenance customers that are high value. They really value you. They're happy to pay for your service, but they don't take too much of your time. Perfect. At the bottom, we're getting the lower value, higher maintenance customers. We've all got them, okay? It's all good, it's all got them. And rank those in order. And no matter how much somebody pays you, if they're rude or arrogant, they go at the bottom, okay? So look after the good ones, okay? They are your cream, they're the ones that you want. If you have really challenging customers, really difficult customers, don't be afraid to say to them, look, this is not working out for us. We think you might be better served by another supplier. We're clearly not meeting your needs. Those people that are moaning at you, you know when your phone rings and you look at a name and you go, oh God. Yeah, we've all got them. They're the ones that perhaps you should think, you know, if it's not working for you, is it really working for them? Sometimes even by having that conversation, we've had it with customers where we say, I'm really sorry, Paul. But you're clearly not happy with our service. We think you might be better served somewhere else. We've even gone as far as saying, we're actually releasing you from the rest of your contract. You know, we're happy to help you transition to another provider. And they go, oh, no, I've done all that. And then actually they actually realise that what your value is, and they'll start to move themselves up that ladder. So if that happens, think about your customers. You know, who's a time bandit? Who's robbing you of your time? Who's a moon hoover? You know, who's sucking the life out of you when they phone? And let's not be afraid to get rid of those. But it all comes back to the start of the page of making sure you set your own parameters for your perfect customers. If you do that in the first place, you'll save that problem later. Thank you.
Thanks, Stu. That was really, really good. Important business lesson I've learned the wrong way. So I think it is 60-second time now. Is that right?
I believe so, yeah.
Good. That's what we'll do. And so we will do my usual little game of playing nominations for the 60-second round. I'm not going to run it through the order you turned up. We're going to start off with the winner of last week's Oscar, which I believe
it was Shannon, but
was-
she hasn't come home yet because she's at Sally's looking after dogs, so I don't physically have said Oscar.
So there is no physical award.
Apologies.
So, Clara will go first and deliver 60 seconds. She will then nominate the next person to speak and we'll progress like that. It gets harder as we go along. Patrick, you're going to turn speaking, and you will follow all the members at the end. So
good.
you haven't got to worry about anything. So that's where. Sorry. Yes. Yes, absolutely. So Clara, if you begin for us, please, your 60 seconds. Thank you very much.
Hi, I'm Clara Downton, Downton Mortgages and Financial Services. Yes, impress me with what you think that we should be doing for our clients and how we can make sure we do get the right clients. I think it's a really great theme for kind of doing that. So yeah, I'd be really interested in seeing what you guys think. For me, an ideal client is somebody who really wants my help. And I know that sounds really silly. But a lot of clients, it is more transactional, it's fairly straightforward what actually they need. But a client where it's a bit more challenging is where I actually really can show them how much that I can offer and what I can do. So yeah, I do need some of those more bog standard clients because otherwise there's no way I could manage to do everything in a day. But actually those are the clients that I love, the ones who really need my help and the ones where I can really dig and get them a result and sort of do the, I was told I couldn't get a mortgage and finally that mortgage, that's me in my happy place. So yeah, if you know anyone who's really struggling, then I'd love to hear from them and see if I can solve that problem. So yeah, that's Clara Downton Mortgages and Financial Services. And yeah, I'll be up at the end to tell who gets the stuff.
And your nomination, please.
I was going to say Blake, but that seems really mean because he's literally. Sylvia. I'm sorry.
That's fine. I was writing about my project customer, inspired of this goal. So I believe it's very important to let you know actually what type of clients I'm looking for. And this is what I actually put here on the paper, that our perfect customers are businesses with businesses premises or conference square meters that needs regular cleaning, and customers that understand the importance of the cleaning, customers that respect the cleaners and understand it's not just wiping, dusting. The cleaning is professional service that maintain the property, the premises, and can extend the life of the building. The cleaning is very important for the first impression. That's the type of clients I would love to work with, and of course pay on time, please. Yeah. Sylvia from S&P, commercial and data agreement. Thank you.
Thank you. And your nomination?
Me.
Well, good morning. My name's Scott from SEO. We are website designers, developers. I thought I'd just give you an example of something important, the bit of work I was doing during the week, updating contact forms on a website for a client who wanted to increase the spam detection, so to stop all the bots harassing them with all that. And it was just an example of a website that I didn't build that I'd come in to manage versus how I would do things a little bit different. So on an SEO website, that job would be a 5-minute job. Log in, add in the new form, add in the reCAPTCHA widget, press save, it's done. On this particular website, the form wasn't just one form for the whole website, it was 26 forms, one all the same, but a different form on each page. So I had to complete that job 26 times to make the same change 26 times. So talking about efficiency and how you manage things and build projects like that, the smart, sensible way is the SEO way. Give us a call if you're interested. Thank you. And yes, someone else. I'm going to make Blake, it's not me.
I'm not here anymore, no. I'm just a good start, you can get this. Yeah, morning everyone. Blake, doing your smart home and everything, AI and everything else. What?
Catchphrase that is.
Yeah, AI smart home and everything else. My public customer probably sort of leaves me alone. Someone doesn't moan at me constantly, probably be a really great customer.
Sorry.
Yeah. But no, I'm still looking for anyone interested in getting their home smartified or using AI or any apps. If anyone has any app ideas, I'd quite like to explore them. I've currently got my F1 app live, well, about to be live on the Play Store. So hopefully, once everyone's tested it or sent it to, it'll be live and I can start making money from it. So if anyone is interested in using it, let me know. I'll be very grateful. Only if on Android, because I can't do Apple. I know, I hate Apple Maps. Someone needs to donate Apple Maps and we must start a sponsorship for an Apple Maps. My nomination was Tony.
Good morning, everybody. Toby Jackson, personal business mentor, motivational specialist, and Formula 1 fan. In Formula 1, you would never send every driver out with exactly the same setup and expect peak performance from them all. Different drivers like different setups, different feedback, they like different adjustments, different conditions call for different strategies, and people in business are exactly the same. But so often we try to motivate everyone in the same way, and it's very easy to assume that what motivates us would motivate our teams, motivate everyone else. But some people are driven by achievement, some by recognition, some by security, some by freedom, by learning, belonging, by doing a good job and making a difference. And motivational maps help business owners to really understand what drives each individual within their team. They show what motivates people, how fulfilled they are, where there's maybe gaps in their actual performance, in communication, in retention. It's not about being soft, it's about getting the right setup so the right people can perform at their best. So a good referral for me is a business owner, manager, or team leader that wants to get more from their team by understanding what truly makes them tick. So if you know a team that would benefit from that kind of insight, please do put them in touch with me. Thanks very much.
Nomination? Sorry.
So good morning, everybody. Terry Maggie from CM Law. For the benefit of Patrick, I see almost anyone for almost everything. I should tell you that because legal issues. So this week I've been working on 2 commercial disputes. They're both new ones, courtesy of Paul, and another one, actually both of them connected with both. And they're commercial disputes where our clients are in dispute with other businesses, and they're going to be quite substantial disputes, and they're going to hopefully be worth our while doing. So they're the sort of work that I'm looking for. Commercial disputes between companies, we'll try and resolve them by mediation, obviously, because that's cheaper, quicker, and less stressful. But if they don't end up that way, then we'll go down the hard way and we'll go to the courts and we'll let the courts make a decision. All the time we're advising the clients as to what is the best thing, and the best thing definitely is trying to resolve it by mediation or any of the options that I've mentioned over the years. But if you know anyone's involved in a commercial dispute, please give them my details if you'd like to talk to them and try and help them resolve it. It's Terry Maggie at TM Law. Thank you. A nomination here.
Good morning, everybody. Leanne, Brooklyn Interiors, and I create amazing homes for my clients. Now, I see lots of things on Instagram and TikTok, and they go, "Oh, look at my beautiful home," and people go, "Oh, what colour did you use? Where did you get that from?" But what people don't realise is what works in that picture and how that's been taken will probably look absolutely awful in their home. So I come along and I help people create beautiful homes that are unique to them. Why be like everybody else? I'm currently working on a holiday home in the Isle of Wight. They said it's tired, it's dated, and they needed my help. So I went out there, I stayed there for a couple of days, and I'm putting together a report now as how they can bring it together, make it beautiful, and make people want to stay there. So when it's up and running, go and have a look, go and have a stay. But yeah, so I'm creating a space that they want to be in when they go away on their holiday home, but also that people want to book and go. It's not just a lovely island, it's a beautiful home as well. That's me at Brooklyn Interiors. Thank you.
Your nomination?
Catherine.
Morning everyone, Catherine Foley, English student cluster this week, as well as a lot of revision on Macbeth, Lord of the Flies and poetry. Not Macbeth actually, that's done, and spectacles. I have pre-read, and I'm going to have to read this out, a research paper from a forensic genetics student called Identifying the Species and Population of Origin of Ivory Seized on Kaohsiung Harbour in Taiwan. That's so random and niche, isn't it? I can't say that I understood hardly any of the scientific vocabulary in there at all. But if you understand grammatical structure, you can make sense out of the most obtuse subject. So I did manage to give the students some hopefully good feedback, so it now makes sense. So if you think I can help anyone you know ensure that their writing is accurate and can be understood even by the most plebeian reader, please put in touch with me.
Thank you. And your nomination, please?
Oh yes, Matt.
Good morning, everyone. Matt from Blue Seraph. We're a branding and creative marketing agency. And a lot of you know that we've got some very long-term relationships with clients. It's sort of the bedrock of the business. And more now with marketing managers and directors under a lot of strain, they're expected to do so much. They don't have the time and the resources to be able to fulfill their campaign strategies and marketing strategies. And that's where we come in. We can come in as a team, plug into their systems, work with their processes, but give them the resource, the creativity and the outputs that they need for their services and their brands. So we're really looking for any, if you know any marketing directors or marketing managers that are really struggling, whether it's across the branding and marketing collateral, whether it's across social media and just general marketing strategy. That's where we can help, and we've got a massive portfolio of clients where we've got a great proven track record. So please do refer them to me. Thank you. And I nominate Paul Booth.
Morning, Paul Booth, Brentwood coach, certified accountant based in Brentwood. What I'm looking for today, please, if you know any business or personal tax clients who've got a current accountant being based in either West End or City, maybe a top 50 firm of accountants, if they come to us for some fairly basic work, which often that's what it is, as an example, for a personal tax client, very basic one, the top accountant will charge £2,000 in terms of fees. They'll probably do the same job, probably better, for £500. So massive saving. That's what I'm looking for. Anyone with fairly standard affairs, nothing complicated, with an accountant based in London. Paul Booth from Building Coach, minimise tax, recognise wealth, and I nominate Stuart. Yes.
Morning, my name's Stuart from LG Networks. We're a cloud service provider. Part of that is providing telephony services. Now, you'll need to be aware that by the start of 2020, BT Openreach will be shutting down all the copper network. Well, I think we said that about 10 years ago. Right? They are actually now, it is actually now coming to our area. We've got exchanges starting to shut down. They're going to sell copper products. So this is the older style analog lines, ISDN lines, and the copper-based internet services. So still a lot of people will be having fibre to the cabinet. Okay, that still runs on copper. That is going to get shut down. Now, how Openreach are going to help you move in the right direction is by, from now, well, actually, they started in January, a 40% increase in price every quarter. Every quarter, for now, for every quarter, any copper-based product will be going up 40% every quarter. If you're not sure if you're on copper or not, be easy to tell because your bills will start going up. Okay, yeah, but gee, seriously, you know any businesses that are not sure whether they're still using any copper path products, it's probably in touch with us. It's really easy for us to find out if they are. We can help migrate them over to fibre-based products. Okay, it's going to become, it's an awful lot better, and it's going to become an awful lot cheaper. Okay, if anyone needs help with that, just real touch with me. Thank you.
And your recommendation?
Thanks, mate. Morning, I'm Paul Grogan from Solitaire Plumbing and Heating. This morning I want to talk to you about heating actually. Apart from the last few days where it's been absolutely freezing horrible, before that it was beautiful. So people ain't been having their heating on, which is fair enough. And more likely you won't have your heating on now until all the way to September, October. So your heating is going to be stagnant for about 4 or 5 months, which is fine. But it's not fine really. What happened? Everything will cease, and when you want the heating on in October, September, October time, normally what happens, there's always an issue. Something gets seized, something gets broken, batteries get, etc., etc. The best time to have your boiler services this time. We can come along, obviously make sure your boiler's working, make sure everything's ticking along nicely. We can optimise your room thermostat and your programmer or your programmable room thermostat so it does click in every now and again during the summer months. Because in the summer months, during, in the morning, in the evening, it might drop down to about 17, 18 degrees. And it would just mean that your boiler would just kick in for like 5-10 minutes and it would just keep everything ticking along. So when you do want your heating on, it will just come on straight. Anyway, thanks for listening. Paul from Solitaire.
Thanks, Paul. Your nomination, please.
Go for Lee.
Morning, everybody. Lee Banks of BLB Insurance, representing Steve today. He's in Manchester for a couple of days. just a quick talk on trade credit insurance. We have a lot of success with that at the moment. People think that's really for sort of big businesses, but it's not really. So trade credit basically protects all your invoices. Minimum premium start from £2,000. That's not particularly expensive. I urge people to really kind of think about that to protect their business. It's not just protecting the invoices. They do credit control and chase as well as it's quite an extensive and important part, obviously, for your invoices and for your business. It's just a 15-20 minute call. That's all it is really, to find out if it's something for you. So if you feel that if you and your customers would benefit from protection of the invoices, please don't reach the call. So Lee, thanks guys.
Thanks, Lee. And would you nominate Jason? Now you're not a regular, you're allowed to just point.
Yes. Good morning, everybody. I'm Hammond from JMH, supplying all your security. What sort of client are we looking for? We're looking for sort of the medium-sized clients. We provide the CCTV, the access control system, and CCTV is very important no matter how big or small a client you are, because it protects your business. If anything happens on your side, you've got a record of it to go back to. Whether it's a slip, a fall, or someone breaking in, you have a record of it and you can use it for police evidence. But it protects you for the insurance as well. You've got a record, so you can say you're not at fault, so you won't be terrible. I'm not giving terrible. So that's me, John Hammond from JMH Technology, applying technology to security.
John, and
Sarah.
Good morning, everybody. Sarah Smith from Orbital Assistant Services. I'm looking for estate agents. I always talk about my love of the property sector and what a nerd I am, and I really enjoy working for them. Some of you may remember last summer I took a job in Chelmsford working for one of the chains, which I didn't enjoy because, well, we won't go into that, but I loved the job itself, let's put it that way, and I really want to help people who might have a full-time admin support, but that actually they could save money by using someone like me ad hoc who could do sales progression, help them with dealing with solicitors, talking the language, dealing with buyers and sales and purchases, and really progressing things for them, helping with particulars, and really helping the businesses. So that's who I'm looking for this week, please, and every week, frankly. So that's Sarah Smith from Orbital Assistant Services, and I nominate Auntie Jane.
Thank you. So Auntie Jane, the English Green Tea Company. Now, as you know, I've just come back from a fabulous family holiday, and it was all about making memories. Cost a lot of money, but we've got fabulous memories for life. We are thrilled about it, all of us, all six. And really my business is also about making memories, because we deliver afternoon tea hampers, we deliver finger food, we release you from having to do that stuff so that you can get on with enjoying family, friends, clients, quality time. We're definitely about quality time. During lockdown, we did a lot of 60th, 70th, 80th birthdays where people couldn't get together, so we would deliver afternoon tea to that family member, that one, and then by Zoom, they would all share it together, wishing the person happy birthday. So if you've got a memory-making opportunity come up, can we facilitate it, make it delicious, make it special, and that, it turns out, is the important stuff of life. Auntie Jane, thrilled to have gone safari. Thank you.
thank you, Jane. Can you remember the last member at your spoken?
All right, yes, it is our night.
My step Jesse Don, I can manage at the start of the day. Morning everyone, for the benefit of Patrick and Lee, I provide photography, video and drone content for businesses and events. So this week I'm mostly looking for new businesses or businesses expanding, setting up new products. Because often if you're a new business and you're trying to build your website, your social media, you're kind of dragging together odds and sorts of imagery of the bits you've got while you're setting up, the business going together. And it can all just give a bit of an impression of, you know, a very new business that's on wobbly feet and hasn't got that established professional brand to it yet. But what I can offer is I can come in and do a sort of competitively priced sort of shoot day. We can get photos, we can get videos, we can put all that together. So when business launches, it launches with a real pop rather than a fizzle of, oh, we've got some stuff going on and we're almost ready with this. It's a finished product that just gives you that real business brand as you go out. So if you know of any companies or either new businesses looking to launch their websites and the whole brand, or businesses that are looking to expand with a new product or a new sort of side area, please send them all my details. Thank you very much. Michael Black Multimedia.
Right, thank you very much. Now that is all of the members, I believe, which means we open it up for Patrick to give us 60 seconds.
First of all, just to acknowledge, when you go to these types of events, there can be a bit of a stiff and a loose format, and there's two things that struck me. One is there's a really good structure format, which I love. Secondly, a sincere welcome, and I want to acknowledge Scott and Toby, especially before today as well. It makes it so much easier to stand up and do these things. Who am I? I'm Patrick Malarkey. I'm from Buy and Build Consulting. Up until about last week, I spent about 16, 17 years working in-house in learning development and leadership development teams, working on soft skills, management development and training managers and organisations. As of last week, I'm out on my own looking for organisations who could benefit from someone who's worked in management consultancies, hyper-growth tech organisations, scale-ups and startups who would like to borrow some of that thought and knowledge that they can't perhaps access because they're not part of those organisations, to either run workshops, virtual sessions, coaching offers from someone like me. Beyond that, the pitch has to be refined because that's the first time I've stood up and done it. I really want to sit down for that bell, guys, so thank you.
Excellent, thank you very much. Look forward to learning more in the coming years. That's the end, that's all of us. Let's hear who has deserved today's Oscar.
I was actually very impressed, I think, with the fact that I kind of said, let's see, and I know it's kind of what we roughly do on a weekly basis, but I think everyone homed it really well based on Stuart's spiel at the start, so I thought that was brilliant. I think I kind of had a top 3/4. Michael thought yours was really great. You were a clear indication of how to position your business, which is always a great way to be. Lee, I thought yours was fantastic and you were so close to getting it. But I ended up between Paul and Toby. I love Toby's analogy, but it's always. So I think it has to go to Paul. Yeah, I really felt. I really felt that, giving a clear indication of how your fees compare to others and how we should be positioning that with people that we provide to you was a great way of putting it through. So that's what I gave it to, but I'm really sorry I can't hand you physically over the Oscar today. Thank you very much.
Well done.
Okay, I think I'm going to hand over to me to talk through the memberships and fees report.
So, today's stats, we've got 7 of these referrals, so business opportunities between us. We've got around £6,000, around £6,000 of business. Doesn't sound very much, but if we just flash back to the last month, just ended, £110,000 of business passed between us. Average 22,000 a week, 57 referrals, and each of these bits of paper, based on last month, each one bit of paper was worth £1,950. Some are worth £10, some are worth thousands, but that's your average. So, for the benefit of Patrick, it's worth good.
Thank you. Right, perfect, yeah, lovely. Now we move into one of the most exciting and interesting points in our meeting. It is the 10-minute presentation. Jane, would you kindly read John's bio for us?
Thank you very much, John Hammond. So JMH Technology UK Limited, and he's the owner. And the nature of the business is electronic fire and security installers. And they're based in Holland, but their preferred area coverage is anywhere outside of the A406, but especially Amsterdam and Barcelona. Funny that. So he's filled out a few of the personal section items. The best day out, he loves going to musical theatre in London. Lovely. A well-known problem that needs fixing, companies, oh dear, companies with way too many automated menus on their phone systems. Sorry, Stuart. unusual incident. He says, I flew on an old Dakota up to RAF Lossiemouth. He said, luckily they do give you a cushion for the metal seats and some ear defenders. Wow. And can I relax? You put an or in the middle here, but I think it might be and, because it's a glass of red wine and a movie, or the Amazon series Lied to Me. So I think a glass of red wine with something good on the goggle box is perfect together. I give you our one and only John Hammond.
Good morning, everybody. As you know by now, I'm John Hammond from JMH Technology. So what do? We do all types of security systems, whether it's your access control, whether it's your CCTV, whether it's your intercom systems. In the past, I've talked about how I got into the industry, but this time I'm going to tell you about some of the projects we've actually just done. And this
You're not in slideshow mode.
Say again?
You're not in slideshow mode. No.
No.
There you go.
Right, so we've just installed a security system for our clients here in Kettering, where we put their CCTV. Now, originally they had a lot bigger than these are new Phantom 2 cameras, but they had 4 Phantom 2 cameras trying to cover the compound. Phantom 2 cameras are very, very good. You can control them, zoom into the image you want to actually look at, but they're always looking in the wrong place. If the camera's pointed over towards Paul, it's not seen over there. Now you can get new modern cameras which actually will follow someone on the car park, but they have their problems as well. So you imagine Blake's on the car park, camera starts tracking him across the car park, coming into the door, brilliant, but doesn't see stop right into my car. So what we did, we installed loads and loads of static cameras. There's more than that, but I couldn't get all of them on the screen. So it covers up all of their contents. What it does, it only records on motion. So it saves on dispatch. But not only does it record on motion, it records prior motion. So 60 seconds before we actually put it on. So it actually sees what happened before the motion started. So it's quite intelligent on how it does that. That way you actually reduce your actual dispatch. So they're high resolution cameras, so you can actually get a very good image and you can actually zoom into the number plate and into the number plate. So you don't lose any quality, but also you get the facial recognition that you can use to the police to be able to identify the document. And that can be used in the court of law. The old specifications on what had to be available for evidential use has gone out the window because that relied on the old 625 lines that used to go on your telly and all of that. Now with 5 megapixel cameras and 8 megapixel cameras, the rules have actually changed. On that site as well, we installed automatic number plate recognition cameras. Automatic number plate recognition is really, really good for alert security, so we use it to open the barrier. But we made the client fully aware of the problem with automatic number plate recognition. And down here, we can't actually see it, but there's all the number plates is actually there. When the car is moving up to the barrier, every single number plate is wrong. Because it will be E's as F's and everything like that until the car stops. And when it finds a valid number plate, the barrier opens. Now we do have a problem here. If someone's going to put a black screw in the middle of an O, it leads to the net. All we do there is put that number plate into it. It's no security, it's only there to make it easy for the client to do. Doesn't stop the experience. We also installed their access control system on the site. So all their transactions, the revenue going in, going out, are live on the system, but it's also hooked into their fire reporting and visitor system. So when their staff badging in the morning, on the check-in fire report, they are there, but it also includes visitors. Because this is a tenanted building, we've got 4 tenants. Each tenant gets their own fire report of which staff are in and which visitors are in for their personal. They go to their fire assembly board, scan the QR code, and it lists every one of their staff and every one of their visitors is in for that tenant. So no one's looking for the wrong person. When people badge out, it clocks them out. So there's no, oh, was the person here, or did he only come in this morning? It actually is an overview. So that keeps a report of everything that's going on, and we integrated that. But we also integrated it into the intruder alarm. We want to make life easy. We don't want people to forget to set the intruder alarm or not unsetting the intruder alarm. So it's integrated into the intruder alarm. They use their badge and a button to set the alarm, and then anyone who has the correct authority, and it is the correct authority, who can come in the morning, will set for their area. So if they're coming through the main door, they'll set the general area, they go to their unit, then set their unit. Only people who are authorised. It's not everybody. So cleaners can, directors can, but not Joe Blocks can. So that's what we've done. We integrated it into the system. On another time, we installed an intercom system. Now they came to us, we already did the barriers, but we didn't do the intercoms. They wanted to expand the number of desks that the operators had, and they wanted to just put 2 more desks. When we actually went to the manufacturers, because the equipment was 9.5 years old, they wanted £16,000 to upgrade the control room. Didn't include it in 2 new desks. So we went away, came up with a better solution for £8,000, and we installed 2 of them, which gives them the video of the driver in the cab, but also the audio. What we did there, we hooked it into we hooked it into the actual phone system as well. We hooked it into the phone system as well. What that does means that they've got software on their computers that we can now put all the operators into call queues. So rather than it being 6 operators, we've now got 12 operators. And any one of those 12 operators can actually answer the phone, pick whichever barrier they want. So if it's an out barrier coming in, they can open the out barrier over the in barriers. Because we can prioritise the calls, places doesn't get gridlocked. If the in barriers were being called and an out barrier being called, and they couldn't go to the out barrier, all that happened was the actual roadway would be actually gridlocked and they couldn't unload vehicles. So that's what we did. We actually managed to hook it into a software system. But what we also did was put tablets on the desk. So if the computer system goes down, they've still got the intercom working. We also installed for 2 clients that we do. We've got big NDAs with a lot of clients. But Infor just had a new set of offices in Kettering. So they asked us to go along, we've installed new access control in Kettering. Why do we work for such a big company? It's because they trust us. Is that it?
No, you've got about 4 or 5 minutes. We're good for time, including questions, about 5 minutes.
So they trust us to do what we do. We've actually got our links programmed into our access control system. So they can ask us to go anywhere in Europe and they just put the access control onto our credentials and we can get in the building. So when we turn up at Barcelona, in the middle of the night, we can get in and fix their system. But again, why do they allow us to do that? It's because they know that we know what we're talking about. We diagnose the fault remotely and we make sure we know exactly what the problem is on site and take the right problems. So when we did the search call in Barcelona, which we flew from Luton, flew straight out there, fixed the fault, flew back, we did it all in a day because we'd already ascertained what the fault was. Other companies, they go out there, oh, yeah, I'm going to have to get a part for that, mate. And then 4 days later, they go back. We don't do that. We try fixing the calls first time. And that's what sets us apart from anybody else. But it also makes it cheaper for the client. Now, a lot of security companies, they make all their money from service calls. They put the cost of installations, but they charge you a fortune for service calls. We don't do that. We do very, very few service calls, and that's how we get these big clients. We do the whole of Jersey harbours for their access control. In the 20 years we've been doing it now, we've done 3 service calls there. And all of them are there making quite crashing the service. But we couldn't do it if we couldn't do that remote support. And so much of the time we want remotely saying, look, this is your problem, you've got to do this, and it fixes it. So that's me, John Hammond from JMH Technology, applying technology to security.
Thank you very much, John. It was a really, really interesting presentation. Well done. I'm confident there are some questions. If anyone has any, would you like to raise your hand? Sylvie.
Who's first?
Sylvia, shot on straight up.
Thank you for your presentation. Do you do domestic as well? Because it's all about the business.
We do domestic for certain clients.
Oh,
We don't do domestics as a standard because they can be a pain in the neck.
all right.
They're always complaining about whatever. We take Paul's advice, Stuart's advice there on that. If it's a big client, we'll do the director's houses or the so that we're dealing with his house. So we are strict on who we deal with. But yes, we do domestic.
It's very, very good. They let me do me. The security system they put in place, it is absolutely first class.
Yeah, the insurance system we're using, Stuart's got it, we didn't install Stuart's, but he's got the same system, it's brilliant.
Paul?
Yeah, you've worked obviously in some security installations, prison type environments. Have you ever been sort of challenged physically if someone tries to do damage?
We had did the sound of this at Nigeria High Commission. Pointed at our heads because we turned the power on, and they weren't happy about that. We've been thrown down the stairs at Mental Health Institute.
Other 8 broken ribs.
Yeah.
No. Oh my God.
I lost a screwdriver at Glasgow Prison.
Oh.
Nah, that didn't go down well. So yeah, interesting. Yeah.
Do you do, I know it's too late for me now, but doing fire alarms used to be such a headache when I was head of sick form because they never signed in or out. So would you be able to make that system actually would it work for students signing in and out for free periods at a school?
Students, we do a school at the moment where we're trying to implement it. It's very, very hard with students because it's knowing who's gone on a club outing.
Yeah.
Or not on site because they're on an activity off site, and that's one of the things we're trying to find a way of working out. Standard school, yeah, especially at junior school with badging, it's all on the system. You can have classroom lunch to take that. We've got all the stuff logged in, and yes, we can do that. In the school, private school, we get every student got badge, and they have to badge in and badge out. The problem we have is when they go and do sporting events, and trying to get the staff to mark them as being on the sporting bench.
Yes, it's basically staff that make it difficult. I can believe that, yeah.
Oh,
They can't do registers.
Staff don't. Number of staff that tailgate and don't badge out, and we have to clear them off at night.
Yeah, teachers are absolute idiots, actually.
We used to email us the list saying all the ones who haven't badged out, and we used to send it in every day. And we've given up with that.
Any more questions?
Yeah, what's the funniest thing you captured on film?
Oh.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that was brilliant. That one was. We didn't do the installation. We did the CCTV, but the security guard saw someone walk through the door, and without using his badge, so he went to the door, badged his badge, and opened the door, and the armature plate fell off the door and knocked him out. If he hadn't badged his badge, the armature plate would still been on the magnet, and he could have just opened the door.
Oh.
Yes.
Send it to you framed and get to
Okay, folks. So I'm gonna finish that there. But thank you again, John. Absolutely terrific. Really appreciate it.
Yeah.
Now, don't sit down. We'll move into the most important part of the meeting, where we travel around the room and we talk about the referral opportunities that we've had, and the other bits of business, the one-to-ones, and so on. As usual, we're going to start with Paul, and we'll work our way around the room, keeping it short and sweet. Thank you very much.
Yeah, welcome to Patrick. I hope you enjoyed the meeting. Good to see you again. And yeah, Adrian, insights for everyone. Yeah, thank you for your awards. You've done some work for us recently that's been really pleasant, so thank you for that. Thank you, money for Sylvia and the next member. Good meeting.
Yeah, I'll go that. Welcome to Patrick, Miles Vegas. Yeah, we've put on to several of our clients. when I turned into it. Good job. Good job for you. Excuse me, but the feedback.
He's checking on his words.
Excuse me. Feedback I've always got back about what you've done for the Essex was excellent. Recommend you with confidence. Got a referral for Paul. So yeah, voice service. I think you know that was perhaps the Carolina voice service that
Shower, yeah.
And
Been seeing me now, so. Cheers, sir.
thanks.
I'm William again. I've noticed Steve is at the bottom of the list, so I have to make sure we kind of assist him with that, whether it's attendance or referrals. So, nice to hear from everyone again. So, I've got some things that I think could help. Also, but that's obviously for later. So, nothing referral now, but obviously future stuff. So, thank you guys.
Thanks for the meeting. Great. Ed Slot, Stuart, and even more. As you know, I've had a problematic client, and we've been analysing how we should be marking them on our ladder. So, yeah, no, really, really apt. Lovely to see you. Hope to see you again. Great 10 minutes. Always love your stories, and always just still keep on thinking about Thickpool Barracks, and you were there protecting me when I was a smaller. Anyway, that makes me sound really old. I've got a thank you money to Scott. Thanks all.
Well, welcome to Patrick. Speak your leave. Yeah, fantastic head slot, Stuart. Really enjoyed that. And John, brilliant as always. And just a fantastic story. Really enjoy it. And you must be extra hard doing the presentation. You've got your son in the background shouting out, tech advice. I've got a referral here. I did the best sort of networking at the weekend that I got pretty drunk with a building developer, and he said he was looking for some new architects, so I've hooked him up with Joshua, but he's not here. And the week before that, so I wasn't here last week, did a lovely long walk and got drunk with Paul, Scott and Matt. So there you go. That's it, thank you.
I don't have any
Great meeting, everybody. Stuart, thanks for that Ed slot. I'm always grateful to everybody that does an Ed slot, but I just find yours particularly tangibly useful, Stuart. I go away and go, I'm going to do that, put that into practice. So that's not to do anyone else down, but it's like the things that I remember as Stuart's. And it's great 10 minutes. I love your expertise, and I will always remember the afternoon when I came over to your guys' warehouse and had fun and shop for the guns and stuff. But anyway, I really, really like it, and I will always try and remember to, any opportunities that we come across in the property industry, for you guys would be great. I had a wonderful with Ben. He sends his love to everybody. Had a great time at the seaside, and an evening drinking champagne with Catherine, which
It was a tough evening.
Let me tell you. Have a great week, everybody. See you next week.
Great meeting again. Just love it. Really, really nice presentation. Thank you so much. Makes me understand what is it, because I didn't know much for you before. Welcome and for students. To Stuart, great slot. And the thing that you said that we need to interview our clients, it just stick with me, because when we go, we usually like, let's get the job, instead of really trying to get the best clients. I've got, thank you for the money, Sarah. See you next week, I think.
Yeah.
That's some referrals.
Oh yeah, thank you myself. Great meeting. Sorry I had to disappear out for a second. My son has left his shoes, school shoes and a school blazer in my car. To get attention, serves him right. Great listening to you. Nice to meet you, Patrick. It's great to hear what you do. Nice one from Joshua on Tuesday as well. So hello to everyone. See you next week.
Thank you very much. Everyone, it's 2 o'clock. Hopefully you like it. Even if you're not again, I'm sure the two can hear, good cheer. Thank you very much. That's fantastic. I'll wait till about 3 o'clock. Why don't well done, John. Excellent. Some of the expertise is like second to none, as you demonstrated today. Your catchphrase is do it right first time. It's just so true. Getting that right first time. Really is. Thank you for that. Thank you for buying support.
That's fine, hopefully again. Top Mary gets there every week.
Referral, Scott chatted about it, isn't it? One of my clients has established, he employed them to do his website and good social media employee, and he ran it with the prototype, it's just satellised for months, and then once for that, the video probably working on it with Scott. And there's one for the ladies, actually, Steve, the ladies about that cyber insurance.
Yep. Thanks, John. Really, really good. Yeah, the way the system that these guys put in for me at home works is absolutely brilliant. We've got annoying cats, and the extensibility of being able to make these custom rules about for my cat to set off my home alarm, it's got to do a load of different things now. But it's so clever. Really, really, really.
Under 2 feet.
Thank you to Money for Mike for grabbing River Trees, renewal on their services.
Are you still working? Cool.
Hosting.
Yeah, fair enough.
Stops, yeah. Yeah, 100% agree. You know, we've got it's a two-way street with clients, and I just don't work with people I don't like, basically, anymore. Spent too many years working with people I couldn't stand, and couldn't stand me. Done with that now. Yeah, you fascinate with me what you do. It's amazing how you sort it all out. And the clients you have for effectively a two-man band is incredible. Yeah, really good job. Lee, funny that you mentioned trade credit insurance, because I put a new client in touch with a financier yesterday to get asset finance and trade credit. So it's actually somebody I've already put Stephen in touch with, but I'll mention to him that could do with trade credit insurance as well. Oh dear. Oh, yeah. I'm new here. And Sarah, it's funny you should mention sales progression, because I have an outsourced sales progression client who I was talking to the other day about whether they need some VA support. So if you already understand sales progression, it could be perfect. Okay. So I'll have a chat with them today and see if I can put you in touch. I saw John Foster the other day. He said hi to everybody. And Paul, can I have a quick word after, please? Thanks.
Yeah, that was brilliant, Stu. I would really like to pin off one of my students, because I don't think he's doing any work outside mine, and he might fail. That's going to mess up 100%. But I can't really say now, can I? Just get on. And that was really. If you ever come up with a solution to sick forms, I could give you so many referrals, because it's such a headache to head a sick form. So that's something to work with. You can have loads of business locally if you don't want to keep going to Barcelona.
It's human interaction's a problem.
Yeah. Anyway, yeah, greatly. I didn't write out a fault. It was a lovely evening, and the headache the next morning was worth it. Have a good week, everyone.
Thanks for the head start, Stuart. Yeah, I mean, it's important that I get on with my clients, because I get up close and personal with them. You know, I have to know the ins and outs of their lives. Well, not that much, you know, there is a life, but I have to get the ins and outs of their lives to understand how they live in their house. So, yeah. And great 10 minutes. I love your stories. Yeah, really brilliant. But great meeting. See you next week.
Great 10 minutes, John. As always, John's done a couple of bits for us, and yeah, that's decent CV enough. It's just compared to what the other fella done, it's amazing. Great, as like Stuart, completely agree with everything you've said. I've done that a few times myself. And welcome to Patrick as well. Lovely to see you again. I've got two testimonials, one for Scott. He sorted out a bit of my website, and it was just like effortless, and I'm really hoping it's going to make a massive difference. So thank you, mate. Sure. And another testimonial to Terry. I'm going through a bit of crap with an ex-engineer, and it's probably one of the most stressful things I've experienced. And to have Terry in our column, honestly, mate, is so reassuring. So thank you very much. So, there you go. Thank you.
So I've got a couple of testimonials from Shannon, which is why I'm reading them. She says, if anyone is looking for a great city break in Norwich, I definitely recommend staying at Jane's Airbnb. It's beautiful, cosy, and so peaceful, despite being in the heart of the city. And she also said she met up with Josh. He came to discuss a potential extension that she wants to do, and it was really helpful hearing his thoughts on the changes she's thinking about and the potential challenges that could come up and the whole extension process, and how it works from start to finish, and that his expertise was greatly appreciated. So There's a couple of testimonials, and she also had a one-to-one with Josh at the same time. So that was really great. So I'll give that to Jane. So yeah, so that's on that side. I don't think I've sent this over to you yet, Paul. I might have done. I'm a little bit all over the place. But yeah, a friend of mine is moving from the current firm she works for to a new firm, and she's going to have some kind of change in her role. And she said she will most likely need an accountant. So I mentioned you, but I need to properly send her any details. But she's at the moment still in her own firm, so it's kind of early stages at this point. But I mentioned you, and hopefully she will engage with you from there. But other than that, great meeting. Thanks very much, and I'll see you next week.
Thank you very much. Stuart, time bandits and mood hooverers. Words of the month, I think. I love it. Thank you very much for starting us off. And Patrick, nice to see you today. Well done. Really well done for popping in here. Lovely to see you. I've got to thank you for the money to Shannon because she stayed at our Airbnb. And I was going to mention that because I'm a director of the RTM of our Airbnb Manse. It's divided into 9 properties. And I was speaking to John and saying the CCTV system went in about 9 years ago and it's unworkable. It sends the feed somewhere, nobody knows where or how to obtain it. It's pointing, the cameras are in the wrong direction and we've got rubbish Wi-Fi there. It's a non-system. And of course our Kate hero said he would come up when he can and suggest something that would actually work. Can you believe it? And it would even send things to our phone. I've never heard of such a wonderful thing. But John, I'd love to hear you talk, and I thought you did an excellent job today. Well done. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you. Yeah, great needs, Stuart. We've got 3 clients that the relationship we've got with them is so good that they actually beat the main contractors off on the site because they refuse to use us. So the one in Bristol, the main contractor turned around and said, no, we've got our guys doing it. And they said, no, you haven't. I said, no, we haven't. I said, how much to throw off the site then? And they actually paid them and throw them off the site, but I contracted.
Wow.
So that's how much I like. But unfortunately, we've got so many NDAs in place. Most of our clients, we can't say it.
Talk about us.
Yeah. I've got a couple of referrals put in, but I'm not putting the green slips in because I can't run the spinners.
Oh.
I've done them on the web.
Next week. Tap next week.
Yeah. Yeah, tap it, yeah.
Sorry. I think it's already done this week.
Well, Scott.
It's not me, it's not it.
Oh.
Wrong tone to Matt.
No.
Was it?
Well, it's the phone.
Well, it's the following word.
Yeah, from anyway, from Terry.
Well done, Sam. We got phones.
Oh,
Duty
Oh.
Good stuff. Okay, I think pretty much we're at the end of the meeting.
I believe we are.
We are? Good. My co-pilot. Yeah. One matter that I did skip over earlier, which I'm going to add back in, is Terry's membership matters section, please.
Yeah, I've got a couple of things. One really sad and one really good. Which do you want first? Good or the bad news? Those of you who have been here quite a while remember David Plumley, who was our IT man. Yeah. David passed away a couple of weeks ago, unfortunately, after quite a long illness. Some of you have known him a long time, but you know, people come go. So his funeral is upcoming. Don't expect him to attend, but we'll probably send it to Klaus from EBF. And Aidan's going to do a kind of like a memorial to him with some really bad dad jokes 1 week show. They was well known for that, but a bit more of a celebration. And so that's good. Lots of good news. And the good news is, all John this week, John's membership was renewed almost unanimously. There was one on Blackpool. Now, I can't tell you possibly who it was. That might cause a lot of strife, but anyway, glad to see that John's renewed for another year.
Fabulous, fabulous. Yes, so that is at the end of the meeting today. I will open up for any announcements. Before our announcement, the one that comes from me is Aidan's still on holiday next week, but you don't have to listen to me again. Auntie Jane's going to come up and sit in this chair. I'm going to go back in that one, do my normal nerdy stats. But for now, any announcements, reminders, special reports that anyone would like to make?
On the 22nd of May, we're going out with James, the old insurance guy. Blake is coming, Mike is coming. Yeah, that's it. And hopefully, Ben, hopefully, depends how it feels, but if anyone's up for it, more than welcome. I haven't put them in yet, but yeah.
Out on the grand scene Colchester? Morgan. Yeah. Okay.
The place to be.
I think partially on the Raz, isn't it? Because two people aren't drinking out of it, so.
Yeah.
But generally, a lot of us on the Raz.
Yeah. Well, my daughter's like anything next day, so I can't get too smashed.
Any more announcements? No? In which case, I will say thank you very much indeed for what I thought was a terrific meeting. Patrick, we can get a moment at the end just to have a quick chat before you disappear. Thank you very much. Look forward to seeing you all next week. Cheerio.